And we're live, I think. Cool. Yes. Yay. Hello. This is slightly... Yeah, I'm not sure if I hit the camera a while back or if I'm out of... I'm off center. Where am I? No, I'm good. Hello. This is... Yeah. Have I spoken at all today? I don't think I have. Okay. This is basically tabletop, and we're working on the Blade Guard Sergeant of the White Scars. Primarily this bit once we make the base. And man, this is actually a pretty chunky torso bit for a single piece. A lot going on here. So between making the base and that should do it for this stream. So let's make a rock. How do I have not thought about this at all. What is this rock gonna look like? Let's see. Got the guy. So he's just flat across about half the base. So I could do... I'm trying not to make it look too similar to the last two. For reference. For the people that were not there. The bases of the last two guys. So we got... one big rock, 4 small rocks. Maybe we'll do like 3 rocks? Maybe like 2 rocks? I feel like the more rocks is more impressive than the one big rock, personally. It's my personal feelings on the matter. Let's get like this piece. Get like this over here. And this right here. Alright. There's our spines for the stone. So how are people doing today? It's the start of the week. Mine started off kind of wonky. Over the weekend, I kept waking up earlier and earlier, so I went to bed early last night to try to counteract that. And I woke up early, which I wasn't sure how I felt about that, and then I go through my morning routine, and I sit down and start trying to do some kind of work. That's a resub. Sup, Samurai. Thank you for the resub. Awesome. How goes? As I promised, I am streaming. I don't know if it's tonight yet for you, but I am here now. We are making the base for the Blade Guard Sergeant. And I'm thinking we're going to do 3, like, medium-sized rocks. You know, as far as the sizes of rocks that I usually put on these. I'm thinking they're all gonna face kind of away from the dude. The dude just kind of takes up one half of the base. Maybe we'll do the middle one kind of back a little bit. And back a little bit. Maybe it'll be the smaller one. I don't feel like I really have to do much to the sprue bits that are making up the spines of it. I think they're, for the most part, fine. This one does have a pretty narrow bottom. I assigned the bottom. I decided to make the narrow part the bottom. It'll be fine. Yeah, this is good. We'll do it right up against the edge over here. Alright. Those can now dry. Let's prep some green stuff. How are you doing, Samurai? What are you up to? How's the streaming? Have you done any like proper streams? I haven't really been watching anyone on Twitch like over the weekend. I was kind of just in my own world. So I have no idea if you were streaming or not. Where's my green stuff? Like, legitimately, where is my green stuff? Where did I put it? This could be a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna lift this all up right here and... Why is my green stuff like straight up missing? What is this? Oh wait, is it over on this thing? I am quite confused. I suppose I should have secured the green stuff before. Son of a... that's like the most annoying one. I just knocked over a cork with the backpack on it. I gotta glue that back on. Oh, and it chipped off just a little bit of paint. Right where you'd notice it. Awesome. Good stuff.
Water. Water.
Just over here.
Water. Water.
This is probably the most mobile I've gotten here since that one time I broadcasted my entire, like, crafting setup. Where did my putty go? I don't think I threw it in my drawer, because it's kind of sticky and would grab everything else. What was that sound? Nope. Oh, wait. Aha! It was under a thing. Boom. There we go. We're good. We're good, people. Also, yes, I will hydrate. Why am I hearing more weird sounds? What is this? Might just straight up be a poltergeist. I don't know. That's my real secret. It's not me painting, it's a ghost. Geronimo? Yeah, I intended on Geronimo. I want to keep working on that warlock piece. I think I'm going to slightly redo that guy's abs, and I got to do some nips. And some hardcore nipple piercings. Hey, Peachy! I knew there was a server I forgot to post in. Okay, right after I reattach this. You just missed me running around everywhere trying to find my green stuff. This music is very loud in my ear. Okay. Where... Where's the channel? Where's the channel I need? There it is. Alright. Now I've posted in all the servers. What's up, Peachy? I'm about to do some putty work. Also, my fingers were legit glued to that thing. Yes, we are making a base. We're dropping the base. No, don't drop it, you'll break it. But, we're making a base. I'm working on some CF. I also like to work on CF. Also, now I'm starting to get warm. Don't mind me if I'm just a little off today. My body's been doing some weird stuff. I don't know what's up. First sleep a ton, then sleep a little, then sleep a ton, then sleep a ton, and sleep more after sleeping. That's been my weekend, for one. Who knows? Hey, Venom. Yeah. Yeah, Venom, didn't you know that there's a hot tub stream now? My lower half is actually submerged. It's not water, though. We gotta do something different than the crowd, you know? Do our own thing. Listen, you're the one that that went to it being something gross instead of water. Not water, could be anything. I feel like the green stuff's being tougher than usual, although, to be fair, it has been pretty cool. Generally speaking. It's, what, 43 out today? I have no idea what it is inside here. Inside the basement, I just know I was starting to get warm. Watch, I'm gonna get cold again, you know, like, at half hour based on how the weekend's gone. Okay. There was quite a bit of yellow in that, so this is probably as green as it's gonna get. 48 here, weirdly cold this early for us. It's, I don't know, New England's weird as far as weather. What was it, like a week ago, Peachy? It was like 70 something over here. Even though all of October was pretty cool, I don't have nearly enough green stuff for these rocks. I was trying to not have a bunch of excess because I usually end up wasting some, but this is not. I don't think that was a single rock's worth. This is probably still not going to be enough, honestly. Right, yeah, a week ago. As it is Monday once more. I wonder if I'm gonna have to get more green stuff before this commission's over. I suppose if I did any kind of terrain on the basis of the Outriders, probably will. That would be cool. White Scar Outrider going off a rock ramp. I mean, I can make it happen. It actually wouldn't even be that hard. It would just take a lot of green stuff. Because you need enough to both cover the frame and enough to allow you to carve into it the whole way to make it look like a rock. Now it also takes some definite pinning. Make sure that thing stayed there. Kind of like it, actually. I might do that. Just add it to the list of extra awesome details I add to this commission for no reason other than my own creativity. When I should be focusing on just trying to get this done as fast as possible. I'm insane. Alright, let's see if we can cover one of these rocks here. Okay, so there's definitely some excess material we don't need here. At least not down there, anyway. No, the extra materials needed is over here on the other side. Oh, there we go. Yep, pop it right off. That one's not even fully dried. Sweet! It's always the best part of doing rocks this way. Yeah, it's so rounded. Nope, I have to mess with this. Hey Venom, how's your dreadnought coming? I saw you get all the pieces ready. I haven't seen any updates since I think that was, what, Friday? If you want to show me your modeling work, put in command Discord. Join our Discord. Join the fun. In fact, we usually showcase the stuff on stream. I just need to be told, hey, what are we actually putting on stream? Mano's been working on a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't know if he watches the stream. I knew him from another server, and he kind of just popped in. Rattle can primer. Weather's been cold and wet, so I haven't made much progress. Oof, that's why I don't use rattle cans anymore. Start cleaning up the chaplain on bike I just got instead while I wait for a day of no rain. Sweet. Yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons I dropped rattle cans for an airbrush. Like the biggest reason I got an airbrush was priming, straight up. Because when I first started doing Warhammer, I would take these, and I have pictures of it, actually. I have to dig them up, but I have pictures of it. these giant cardboard sheets covered with like 40 models on it to be primed, carrying them through like 2 feet of snow out to a shed to spray them down, you know, every couple hours on like the one like dry day in the middle of winter. It was awful. I'm like, this is such garbage, and it slows you down so much because I was like planning how like what I'm gonna paint and everything based on when I'd have a chance to prime it, which might be days, weeks, even months, you know, later between weather and just schedule. So yeah, no, I got an airbrush, not an issue anymore. Now I'm just like, I wanna do X, and I prime it right there. No problem. Airbrush is on my express list. Make a small space in the garage again. I'm done, but don't want to spray from the rattle can again on stuff in the garage, so it's a waiting game at this point. Yeah. And we got a fair number of people in the stream today. Maybe not in the chat, but we got a fair number of lurkers. I appreciate you lurkers, by the way. I might dunk on you on occasion, but I like you for the most part. Anyway, I almost didn't stream again, because like I was mentioning how my bio's just being like weird lately. Let's see, I went to bed early last night because I woke up very early Sunday. I only got maybe 4 hours sleep Sunday. Woke up early. It was like 7 something in the morning. I'm like, oh jeez. Alright, well I guess I'm up now. So I went to bed early, so like 1:30 in the morning. I was trying for 1, ended up 1:30. Anyway. So then I wake up today at like 7. I'm like, oh jeez. Alright, well, I'll just try to be productive. Yeah, I know. Went through my morning routine and then immediately just went back to bed and slept till like 1 p.m. From like 10 to 1 or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So super groggy. I was like, alright, I'm just gonna start getting ready for the stream, I guess. And I was like, well, nothing else. Multiple people have asked me about streaming today, so I better show up. And here I am, which I am like feeling more awake, less dead. I don't know if I felt dead. I felt like it didn't exist. It's the status of technically existing. Trying to multitask, got some art stuff and I'm working on, but I'm here-ish. Yeah, no, you're good, Peachy. I know you got a lot going on. You're good. It's cool though. I've wow. I have lots of reading to do with my new Space Marines Codex. Yes, there's a lot going on in there. What's nuts is that that's probably the least lore-heavy Space Marine Codex of the last 2 editions, and I'm quite annoyed by it. I may in the Discord drop some of the better lore pages from the older codexes, including my favorite one. My favorite one is in the first 8th edition Space Marine Codex. It had 2 entire pages where it laid out the entire composition of the Ultramarine Second Company upon the conclusion of the Indomitus Crusade, which was awesome. You saw every single dude, what they were using, names of the squads, what their squads are known for. Like, it went into some depth. And then, with the next codex, and this is why you don't keep seeing pages like that, with the next codex, they explain that because the whole Primaris thing and how there are a bunch of different different types now. It's not just back in the old day where it was tactical squad, assault squad, heavy like Devastator squad, and then the various special versions like land speeders, bikers, centurions. So it's very easy to just have simple, 6 squads of line and battle line, 2 squads close support, 2 squads heavy support. You can't. It's really hard to do that with Primaris now, especially because a lot of squads are in 3s and 6s. Before it was 5 and 10, and now is it. Except for like Centurions, I think that was like the one exception. Bikes could be minimum of 3, but up to 10, so they could still easily fit into that. And Centurions didn't really count as like a squad in that way, because it was just dudes from the same specialty, like just donning the armor. So now it's companies, 100 guys, and the squad types being used is whatever the captain wants. So they're completely freeform now. The various companies, like the 2 through 5 are still battle line, 6 and 7 are still reserve battle line. Battle companies, and then the 6 and 7 are reserve battle line, 8 is reserve assault, 9 is reserve heavy support. Those are still like that, but the actual squad makeup in them is now made to be completely freeform with the new Codex Astartes in like the lore version. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It makes sense, but it does. I feel like it I don't know. I feel like I want more direction in how the companies should be structured. Found Old Spaceman Codex for $19.99 for $3 at half price. I got it just for the pictures, but it was only 48 pages. New is 208 pages. Yeah, I've not ever had one like the old ones. The oldest codex I have is, I think it's a 6th edition Imperial Guard that I found at a Savers. It is pretty light, not gonna lie. It's not super impressive compared to today's. But it's got some lore stuff in it. I don't understand any of the rules in it, because whether 6th or 7th edition, they're completely different animals than today's. The fact this spine is now disconnected from the base is kind of annoying me right now. Does this kind of look like a rock? Sure. It's fine. Need more water. Oh, the old codexes, well, the 8th edition codexes also had entries for every single, like, lore entries for every single type of squad in detail. Some of them were nearly a page long. Now you just get notable categories. I'm like, wait, what? The 8th edition one, because it was before any of the supplements, so it also had the data slates. for all of the Space Marine named characters, also had a full page dedicated to each named playable character. So we got Kasara Khan, we got K-Van Shrike. This is before he became Primaris, so he was still the old Firstborn version. Captain Lysander of the Imperial Fists. Which one's the Salamander one? Like, or which Salamander one was it in there? I think it was Heisan. I think that was his name. All of the Ultramarine ones. So you got Gilliman, obviously, which you don't even get lore stuff on Gilliman besides a little thing about him being Lord Imperium or whatever his title is. One of his titles. But you get Gilliman, you get Calgar, Tiberius, Chaplain Cassius, Sergeant Cronus, Sergeant Telion. Sergeant Cronus is like an armored or like a vehicle leader character who I guess for some reason became super well noted for being a vehicle commander. He's basically a add-on thing you can add on to any vehicle in the Ultramarines, and he gives them a bunch of benefits. Sergeant Talion is a veteran sergeant in the Scout Company. I don't know why a sergeant has the named character, but not the captain of the Scout Company. That's kind of weird, but sure, I guess. Like, I don't even remember who the captain of the 10th Company is for the Ultramarines, now I think about it. I know he's named, he's just not, like, he doesn't have a model, and he's never mentioned. But I know for normally the captain of the 2nd Company is Kato Sicarius. 1st Company is Tychon? Something like that? No, Agamemnon. That's the sergeant of the... Not a sergeant, the captain of the Ultramarines 1st. It was Archaon, a Primaris Gravis captain early in 8th, while Chaos Cars are still stuck in the warp. Because that was a thing. Alright, we got rocks. Yeah, this'll do. So we're just gonna set these aside to not dry, but cure. So these will be picked back up Wednesday, where we'll prime them and get paint on them, and Wednesday night we'll put the guy in his base. I just looked up and realized that like half the people are still here. People not caring for my rambling about the 8th edition codex. Listen, I'm just concerned about the fact that the lore seems to keep dropping with each new codex we get in comparison. I think this one could use a little bit more work. Yeah, it's good enough. Alright, let's get to painting. So that's why you guys are actually here, right? Brush work? Blah. Brushwork? One day I'll learn to speak. Won't be anytime soon, don't hold your breath. Alright, let's get this there. And yeah, let's flip this around this way. Alrighty. Alright, so we got quite a bit to do here. We've got black for soft seals and the belt. We've got brown for the pouches, brass for the skull here, red for the little bit of the Imperialis, and the shoulder trim. Then a whole crap load of white. A whole crap load of white. Let's see how far we can get this stream. I definitely want this done by the end of the next stream, if not a good part of the next piece, the front piece, which is this here. That will be tonight. So we can grab some Abaddon black. We're going to put black on it first, so the camera has a little bit of an easier time not whiting out the whole thing. Whiting out the white. Removing texture. Is there... I need to moisten my wet palette. That will do.
Water.
Hello, former.
Water.
I will indeed
Water.
have water. I was thinking about shilling my my merch with that, but then I don't know, just decided against that for some reason. How goes, former? Nice, nice. Oh yeah, I want to add on a little bit, former, to the conversation we were having yesterday or the day before on in the Discord server about Space Marine Eradicators. You realize almost every faction has something that can take out the average faction's tank in one round of combat, whether shooting or melee. And some of which are way worse than the Eradicators. I present to you the Hammerhead. That in one salvo took down my Storm Raven gunship, even with the -1 to hit. That's a lot more durable than most factions tanks. At -1 to hit, armor contempt, like 14 wounds, 3 up save. That Hammerhead ripped it apart. And now Voton also have railguns. Yay! My next job, what was you talking about, Hammerhead? Yeah, I wanted to add on to our... I thought of this, like, way later, but I didn't feel like putting on Discord. Our conversation yesterday, I want to say, yesterday or the day before, about Eradicators. About how, having a unit that can one-shot a tank means Space Marines aren't weak. Most factions have a unit that can very easily, in one round of combat, wipe out not just the average faction's tank, but there are more than a couple that can take out a knight in a single round of combat. I don't mean an armature, I mean like a full-on knight. And I was giving the example of Tau Hammerheads, how I had a match against Tau a little while back that one salvo from the Hammerhead railgun took down my Storm Raven. While I had a -1 to hit, armor contempt, it has like 14 wounds at toughness 7, 3 up save. Yeah, it just shredded apart, overkilled it. Yeah, damage to spare. It's like that's not exactly a good metric. Tanks, like vehicles in general, are actually pretty squishy. You wouldn't think that, but they actually are. Really, anything that doesn't have an invuln save, like, you can take it down. It's not even hard. Even stuff with an invuln save, with stuff like the Hammerhead, because they ignore the invuln save. For some reason. Well, that 4-up railgun does hit hard, right? But just one shot for 145 points. Okay, 4-up is kind of a misnomer because they very easily can get a whole bunch of marker lights that can make that a 2-up. Because that's what happened against my Storm Raven. That has a -1 to hit, mind you. had no problem hitting it. Because that Storm Raven wasn't supersonic. And the Storm Raven was 300 points. So, the price doesn't matter either. It immediately bought back 2 of itself. Now just 1 marker light now? Okay. Alright, so it must have been changed in here about. Fair enough. The point even wasn't even necessarily how the Hammerhead is overpowered. It was more just that a lot of factions have access to things that can take out tanks immediately, like in one round of whatever their preferred combat style is. Works differently in 8th edition. I'm not talking about an 8th edition. I'm talking about literally a couple months ago. I played against a guy with Hammerheads. He got first turn, and one of his hammerheads just looked at my Storm Raven, and the Storm Raven disappeared. I don't know all the ins and outs of the marker lights. I just know he went from -1 to hit to having no problem. And also, 145 points. That's kind of cheap for that amount of firepower. I'm paying, what, like nearly 250 for my Venator? That does not have that kind of reliable damage output. A little bit more in the fact that it's 3 shots, but at most it's 6 damage per. Might get a bunch of marker light, but every unit consume 1 to get +1 ballistic skill for that shooting on that 1 unit. Yeah, but not if I'm understanding this, hold on. You might get a bunch of marker lights, but every unit consume 1 to get +1 ballistic score for that shooting on that 1 unit. Okay. You only need 1 to make the Hammerhead do the absurd amount of damage that does do. And 145 points is still like pretty cheap from that amount of firepower. That's less than my Eradicator squad when I think about it. And none of my stuff ignores invulns. Just flat out. I can turn invulns off, but I have to get a character next to the thing that I want to turn it off. And then have a psychic power go off. Well, but it is Bliss skill 4 plus, not really tanky, adding additional support, not hit only 50% of time and do nothing in the rest. Yeah. Also, as you mentioned, 145 points. The guy I played against had 4 of them. Had 4 hammerheads. I'm just saying it only took 1 to take down a Storm Raven. The rest then started laying into all my other stuff. That's cheaper than my Relics Relic Contemptor, a Relic Sakaran by a lot. That you get 2 of them for one of my Storm Raven gunships. That does not have that kind of firepower. It has a twin multi-melter, sure, but it's gotta go through all the nonsense of getting a melted damage through to then roll dice, which is against rules and mat play, by the way. Are you sure it's not a thing where you can take squadrons of hammerheads? I mean, maybe I'm pretty sure you had 4. I'm pretty sure you had 4 hammerheads. There's a potential, yeah, you only had 3, but it didn't really matter. That game was super one-sided. I got thrashed. That was actually the game that made me drop Vanguard Bomb, because I somehow couldn't get my Vanguard Vet Bomb to him. So I was like, alright, this is not reliable enough to me just having really big guns. Because apparently it's 8th edition again, the fact that just swats of giant guns are good. So then I took that new list with lots of big guns there, not squadrons. Alright, maybe it was 3. You know, he may have had another tank that looks like the Hammerhead, and in my poor memory. Isn't there a thing called a Piranha? I think it's a transport tank. It might have been one of those. That might have been the 4th tank in my memory. So 3 Hammerheads. I only... Chris suits are what makes Tau not total trash. Yeah, I don't know about the not total trash part. Tau seemed to be doing just fine. As far as win statistics go. Devilfish. Okay, sure. Alright, so it might have been 3 Hammerheads and then Devilfish. What am I getting next? Dawnstone. Thanks to Crisis Suits. Okay. Right, Crisis Suits are better in general gameplay. I was talking about stuff that can take out a tank in 1 round of combat, which was the original point. My original point was that most factions have options that can do that with ease. Some of them can take down knights in 1 round. So, saying that Space Marines aren't weak because they have Eradicators, one fairly expensive unit of 3 dudes that have to get into close range, that can then maybe take out a tank. I have totally had them completely whiff even with double shots and do nothing. Yeah, okay. That specifically is definitely the thing that makes Space Marines not weak, even though their win statistics are 2nd worst in the game. Well, Crisis Suits, by my understanding, are good because it's not about taking out tanks, it's about getting victory points. Honestly, most of the reason that my list works is just psychology. I'm just scaring the enemy. It's a bluff. I have a bunch of big vehicles and guys with big guns that can potentially do a lot of damage. They don't always do, but they can. So I keep the enemy shooting at them while my infiltrators that do nothing for damage are getting the victory points, and a lot of them. If people actually kept their head on and actually just shot all my infantry, I'd lose every time. I'd get some points from Bring It Down. I get some points from the beginning of the game because of objective shenanigans in the Raven Guard secondary. But after that, actually no, I can't get a bunch of those turns till turn 2. So actually, yeah, if someone kept their head and just shot my infiltrators and then my intercessors moving up behind them, I'd lose every single time. but I throw tanks and dreadnoughts and gunships and hellblasters and eradicators at their face, and they're panicking because all their stuff's getting hit by Melta and Plasma, like, and Volkite over and over again, so they're worried about that. So I really just intimidate my opponents into giving me the win. Hammerhead can add 12 damage max per shot that hits only 50, so can't really kill a knight. Yeah, I wasn't saying hammerheads could. Well, a single hammerhead could kill a knight. A couple hammerheads can absolutely kill a knight. Crisis units are fast, have a lot of firepower, and right buffs from HQs are super tough, and have even more firepower and can fly. Yes, crisis suits are really good. I was never debating that. I'm saying 12 damage, then ignores invuln. That can hit on a 3-up because of marker lights. Can reliably hit on a 3-up. And a lot of it is mortal wounds, so you can hit infantry with it and do a decent chunk of damage to an infantry unit reliably for 145 points on a fast vehicle chassis. That's quite good. I think it's better than you think, because getting that amount of offensive firepower for those points is pretty hard, at least for Space Marines. Three on mortal wounds. Alright, so that's four 1 wound infantry units dead in that shot. If you had nothing else to shoot with. I'm trying to remember how many points eradicators are. I can pull a battle scribe. Check my 4x trades in the process. It's kind of where I left it, really. Why isn't a new trade opened up over there? What's up, Peachy? Hope your multitasking still going well. Well, yeah, unless the things that could kill it are dead. Also, again, 145 points. So you can take 3 of them. You can max out your hammerhead slots for, like, what, just under 450 points. Man, that's more. I mean, that's less than two of my vehicles out of the 4 I bring into my normal list. I'm trying to open up the file for my current competitive list. Ah, jeez, it doesn't remember where the is in there. Oh, it's probably in documents. No, these are all old. Where's my tablet? Here. Yes, I'll be back to tank. I'll be back to painting in a minute. Love them with my heart, though. It is better to take broadsides. I mean, probably. Okay. My infiltrator squads are almost as much as that tank. For reference. Okay, so 145 points for the Hammerhead. Relic Contempted Dreadnought with 2 Volkites and a Cyclone Missile Launcher, 195 points. An Eradicator Squad with Heavy Melter Rifles, 150 points. 10 Hellblasters with Assault Plasma Incinerators. 330 points over it's like 2.5 tanks. Sicarian Vander, which had with Heavy Bolter, 2 Last Cans, and the Heavy Neutron Laser, 225 points. Storm Raven Gunship with twin Heavy Plasma Cans, twin Multi-Mounted, 2 Hurricane Bolters, and the Storm Strike Missiles, 310 points. Cave-In Shrike is 135 points. For 10 more points, you can have a Hammerhead that does 12 damage in a single shot. The Sicarian Vander maxes out at 18 for the main gun across 3 shots, but you have to not be moving. And all of my stuff can be blocked by invuln saves. Like I said before, I'd have to utilize a librarian, throw them next, like within 6 inches of the thing I want its invuln turned off. Use null zone, which is a psychic test of a 6, so like a 55% chance of success. And also the librarian's own invuln is now turned off, so if he had an invuln, he doesn't anymore. And actually, I don't think the Eradicators are that super amazing, to be honest. Like I said, they whiff for me a lot. I get way more out of the Hellblasters, which most people, I think, sleep on. Because 10 Hellblasters, yeah, it's 330 points, but with Assault Plasma Incinerators, 3 shots per guy, Strength 6, Neg 4, 1 damage, and you can overcharge, which, yes, risks killing the guy, but then you take an Apothecary. Then it's Strength 7, Neg 4, Damage 2, 30 shots, it's up to 60 damage. Oh yeah, there's Soft Seal there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but you can shoot twice or accuracy. Yeah, I'm talking about with the shooting twice. You can still totally whiff. It's only 6 shots. It's 6 shots, and at best, yeah, 1 shot could theoretically kill a lot of light vehicles, because it's 10 damage if you roll a 6. Let me pull up the stat part. Okay. So I prefer the heavy melter rifles with 24-inch range. 1 shot each, 8, strength 8, neg 4, d6 plus 2 if you're in half range, so 12 inches, it's d6 plus 4. So it's minimum 5 damage, maximum of 10. Yeah, you get 2 shots. However, 12-inch range means unless they're running at you for some reason, your vehicle target is charging at you. Not literally charging, but it's coming at you. You probably have to move closer to them. Or you, for me, because Raven Guard deep struck, because I can deep strike them, means you're probably shooting on a 4-up. Which, at best, maybe I drop them near Shrike. Shrike actually can't give them the +1 to hit until next turn, but they do get rerolls of 1 to hit. So, wait, no, it's not more ballistic. That's rerolling all failed hits. So never mind. So you're actually just looking at rerolling all as opposed to rerolling ones. So at best, I get rerolling ones to hit. Strength 8 can get blocked by invuln, so the neg 4 doesn't necessarily mean anything. And then you can just roll poor on damage, because it's all d6 based. With the standard ones, it's just a d6. You can roll 1 damage. I have a bunch. A bunch. I've had a bunch. I've had 4 shots hit, and I roll 1s and 2s on damage. Like, the Eradicator's a core units, usually a better stratagem, buff synergy. Well, here's the thing. In Space Marines, almost everything has core. Like, except for, like, a lot of the vehicles. So, like, it surprisingly doesn't amount to as much as you think. Eradicators can get reroll buffs from characters. I can deep strike them because Raven Guard. They have Gravis stratagems and can get revived by apothecaries. That's like the majority of like the standout uses for them as far as stuff. But heavy melter rifles, they're D6 plus 2. Yeah, D6 plus 4 melter range. Right. Yeah, even with you roll 1s and 2s. With D6 plus 2, because you couldn't get them into melter range of the thing you wanted, because the person was playing smart and had some stuff to bubble wrap, semi-bubble wrap his important targets. You're doing 3 and 4 damage per. There are totally a bunch of things, especially dreadnoughts, that can easily take that, because they knock a point of damage off every shot anyway. I also have just had plenty of times to just flat out miss. Again, only 6 shots for 3 guys for 150 points. That's why more and more I like the Hellblasters. 30 shots. Strength 6, neg 4. Strength 6 is as much as a lot of lighter vehicles. Strength 7 will get you the wounding on 3s. Alright, I think that's the black done. Yeah. I'm gonna do the red next, but first I'm gonna do a quick bathroom break. So I will be right back. Gonna get you guys on the BRB screen. I shall return. I am back. Okay. Yeah, Eradicators can be good if everything connects. Why'd my... Oh yeah, I forgot that my chat screen resets every time I switch scenes. Like, I can see a chat, but a chat on your guys' end is blanked out every time I do that. Alright. Yeah, Eradicators are good. I'm just saying sometimes they have reliability issues. And I think Hellblasters are actually better. I think a lot of people sleep on them. Yeah, they're more expensive, even for minimum squad. But at max squad, I mean, come on, 30 shots? And you can get 2 damage per shot? Yeah, you're probably going to lose a good bit of the squad in the process if you don't have rerolls on that, but... eh. And for 2 of the turns of the game, the ones where you're most likely going to be, you know, going to have stuff in range, you're doing it at negative 5 AP. In theory, I could get to -6, even though I'm pretty sure the only thing that really applies to is things with a 2-up save that don't have an invuln for some reason, and also have armor contempt or are in cover. That's a very small margin, but I guess I'm prepared for that eventuality. Science new cooks can get to -6 AP with their meltas. Good for them. But they don't have as many shots as me, though. Yeah, I mean, on every single Hellblaster shot, you can get to -6. Or not every single one, but, like, most of them, actually. Okay, so what it is that Raven Guard have a stratagem called Ambushing Fire, which is, when in the Tactical Doctrine, so turn 2 and 3, well, turn 2 minimum, but you can also have in turn 3. I can have all of my rapid fire and assault weapons across my entire army for that turn on a unmodified 6 to hit, I want to say. It might be to wound. I have to double check. One or the other. They get an extra bit of AP that stacks on top of the standard Doctrine bonus. But it's hard to do because you have to get within 6 inches of the enemy. Yeah, it does sound annoying. Especially for Scions. Because, you know, squishy and comparatively slow. What sucks is I still think Vanguard Vets are a way better unit than all of these. But I can't get the most out of them anymore because of the change to CPs. It's not worth the unreliability. Which is saying something because Raven Guard have probably the most reliable means of getting Vanguard Vets into combat of anyone in the Space Marine lineup. Like, at least for the first target I decide to hit, I can guarantee getting into combat. First turn. One thing I can guarantee death to. Problem is, after that... Because if they're clever, they're gonna put stuff like in No Man's Land where I run into it and then kill it, and then I'm stuck trying to get to the next thing before I get shot to hell. Then it's a lot of points, a lot of CP expenditure. So I just went with guns now. If I owned more Vanguard vets, that might be different, but I only have 10. So if I had 20, maybe. 30, almost definitely worth it. But I don't own that. So not a thing. And again, I still can't get as much as I could have them because of the much less CP turn 1. I don't even know if I could pull off any of it with 3 squads. It'll take sword in a gunfight. The town only pulled that off because they body blocked me with a tank in the middle of the map. Ironically, the faction that the Vanguard vet bomb, at least in my personal experience of the very limited number of battles I did that tactic with, the ones that it was most consistently effective against were actually Space Wolves. Hilariously. I would wipe out entire flanks of the Space Wolf force in the first hit. I once killed a Primaris chaplain on bike completely with mortal wounds out of the charge. It was absurd. I did like 13 mortal wounds to that guy. Once a Vanguard veteran squad charged my breacher squad, took 1 wound out of a shield drone, died to Overwatch, and point blank fall next turn. Guy was salty. Oof. What that Vanguard vet bomb look like? What was its composition? Like, was it just a few Vanguard vets, or did he have like actual stuff going on? Because I had a very complex web of buffs and abilities and stratagems and all kinds of nonsense on mine. This track still reminds me of Halo 3. And then it's going to switch to a different game, and I keep forgetting which game. Just Charge, I think it was my first game. Oh, so it's just like, well, I mean, like, how many Vanguard, like, do you remember how many Vanguard vets, and, like, what they were armed with, and if they had character support or anything? Don't remember that well? Okay. So, when I do a Vanguard vet bomb, at least this is what it looked like before the CP changed. And it would take about 9 CP turn 1 to do properly. 10, I think? Okay. So I have 10 Vanguard vets with Lightning Claws and Storm Shields. I have Cave and Shrike, and I have a Jump Chaplain. A Jump Chaplain would have Litany of Hate, Mantra of Strength, and Exhortation of Rage, as well as the Relic. What was a Vanguard vet bomb? Vanguard vet bomb is the tactic of a glob of Vanguard vets meant to throw at the enemy to do a crapload of damage. I mean, an absolute crapload of damage. Might want to take notes on some of these, Venom, in case you want to get some Vanguard vets going on. You can't do everything I'm about to line up because I keep mentioning the CP change, so I don't have enough CP for this combo, but this is what you used to be able to do as Raven Guard, as pure, like, original Raven Guard, not non-successor. What was the name of the relic mace? The relic Crozius. Benediction of Fury. Also, my size 0 is starting to lose its friction, or not friction. It's like spine. I'm not appreciating it. I'm switching brushes just for this base coating though. Okay, so Cave and Shrike, Jump Chaplain. So that's a firstborn chaplain with a jump pack. I would give him a Combi Melta and the Benediction of Fury relic. And how this would work is I would line up those 3 units at the front of my, not necessarily at the front, but as close to the front as I could get with them being behind some kind of cover of my deployment zone. Then, in best case scenario, I get first turn. If not, I have to change how I do this first bit of movement based on getting second turn, what I think he's going to do. But anyway, the idea is you then use 3 CP immediately for Infiltrators stratagem, where you get a free move for an infantry, and because it's out of phase, you can use it as many times as you want. There's not a limit. So, Cave and Shrike can move 14 inches. The Vanguard Vets and Jump Chaplain can move 12 inches. So I move them on up right towards whatever their first target is. Now, usually I'm targeting actually, like, infantry. Usually somewhere where I can mix and match, like, troops, specifically. Like, point-earning troops and elite infantry. I kind of want to get a bit of both, but I'm gonna prioritize the troops, the things that have OPSEC, because I want them to not be able to earn points while I am earning points with my infiltrators that spawn on the No Man's Land objectives. Then, as soon as we get to it, my turn begins. So you have the command phase. Cave and Shrike does his Chapter Master rerolls on the Vanguard Vets. He also does, because he's on the board, I pull off Adaptive Stratagem on the Vanguard Vets, which is a stratagem that puts 1 unit into all 3 doctrines at once. So they're in the Devastator Doctrine, the Tactical Doctrine, and the Assault Doctrine. So everything they're doing gets an extra BIP of AP across the board, and if they happen to get into combat with characters, they get a +1 hit, +1 a wound because of surgical strikes. If you take a full army of focus units, can you put all of them outside of the deployment zone? In theory, yes, actually. I wouldn't recommend doing that because that army would be bad, because Phobos don't have enough anti-armor or armor of their own, because Invictor suits are not strong. Yeah, we actually have an army of renown for all Phobos, and it's pretty terrible. But anyway, so adaptive strategy. So there's another CP. The chaplain is going to use Mantra of Strength on himself and Exhortation of Rage on the Vanguard Vets. Oh, right. The chaplain also had was also given Hero of the Chapter, Master Trifold Path, so he could take 2 Warlord traits, and he would have Swift and Deadly from the Raven Guard and Wise Orador, because he was he was the head chaplain, Master of Sanctity. Might make a Space Marine Phobos something like high look. I mean, go for it. It just will be terrible on the table. I'll just tell you that right now. They don't have really any anti-armor or armor of their own except the Invictor suit, which isn't good. But, I mean, go for it. People do it. So the Chaplain, what that all means is that the Chaplain, now he has +1 strength, +1 attacks, +1 damage on his already damaged 3 Crozius, so he's doing 4 flat damage, plus potential mortal wound output. Swift and Deadly gives him a 6-inch aura of Advanced and Charge, which is important. And Exhortation of Rage gives +1 to wound, I want to say. Yeah, +1 to wound on the... I'm pretty sure it's +1 to wound. Yeah, it's +1 to wound on the Vanguard Vets. So now they're +1 to wound regardless of who they're fighting. So they get +1 to hit if they run into a character. Now movement phase, which by the way, you're getting those Lidneys on a 2-up, so you really should have both of them. Hope Sound's getting Army of Renown. I hope Space Marines get a normal Army of Renown that isn't Phobos. That'd be nice. I don't know why that was a thing. Can I get a Gravis one? That'd be cool. That would actually be good. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So now you're in the movement phase. You can advance all 3 of those units. Strike, Vanguard Vets, and Chaplain. You can advance them. So now they're moving 12 or 14 inches plus a d6. By then, you should have no problem being at 1 inch from an opponent. A lot of time, I don't even have to use the advance. The advance is like a backup. So if I don't have to advance, I don't, because then what I can do is the Vanguard Vets can throw a crack grenade, Shrike can shoot his pistol, which by the way does 2 damage plus mortal wound potential and has snipe. Hits on 2s, it's like strength 4, -2 I want to say, 2 damage, you get 2 shots with it. And even if you do advance, the Chaplain can shoot a Melta shot into whatever it is you're shooting in Melta range. So even if you're going up against a vehicle or some really hefty elite unit, like say Centurions or Ogrins or Chaos Spawn, you can just knock a guy out immediately with that. Now, so that's your shooting phase. Charge phase. You have a few options here, but your best option is, and this is part of why I go after troops, there's a stratagem called Hammer of Wrath. And I love this stratagem. 1 CP, you put it on the Vanguard Vets, and upon their charge, they can now roll a die for each model in the unit. And if they exceed the toughness of the models they're charging into, they do 1 mortal wound. You can flat out take out a lot of stuff just from mortal wounds from that. Oh, but before you do that, you should probably charge with Shrike, because he has Shadow Master, so the enemy cannot declare Overwatch on him. You get him into combat first, and then you can charge with everyone else. Which, even if for some weird reason you still aren't at an auto successful charge of like 1 inch away, because everyone in that glob has jump packs, Shrike gives them rerolls to charge. If for some reason, somehow between the advance and charge and the extra movement and everything else, you still are not where you will absolutely succeed in a charge, you have rerolls. Now you're getting into combat. The Vanguard Vets now are... Shrike also can do 1 mortal wound on his charge as well. You just roll a die, and I think it's on like a 4-up, you do a mortal wound. Then you get into combat. The Vanguard Vets, you're talking about I think it's like 41, um, or 31, something like that. What is it? It's a lot. It's like it's like 40. I want to say it's like 40 something lightning claw attacks, which are strength 4 plus. Okay. So there. So it's 3 up to hit. All rerolls. Strength 4 plus 1 to wound. Reroll all wounds because they're lightning claws. Neg 2 because they're considered to be an assault doctrine. 1 damage. Strike with his claws, which are 2 damage each, and he shreds things. He has like 7 attacks on the charge, and strength 4, neg 2, 2 damage, something like that. And then a chaplain over there is doing like 5 attacks on the charge with Mantra of Strength. Add like strength like 14. No, sorry, I'm thinking my librarian nonsense. No, strength 7. Strength 7 or 8, I forget which. Neg 3? Neg 3, damage 4 with potential of mortal wounds. Like, it's bonkers. It's like, you will absolutely kill whatever it is you just ran into. Except for things that have damage limiters on. It's complete bonkers. Now, the downside is you can't, like I said, you can't do that anymore because you don't have enough CP. It's really frustrating. I need more corn red. Now you have to pick and choose which of those buffs you decide to take. Usually you don't even have really any stratagem-based buffs after the movement if you do the entire chaplain thing, because that uses quite a number of command points right now, because you have to use command points for the relic and the warlord trait. You no longer get freebies. So yeah, it's a kind of a problem. So yeah, I shelved that entire tactic now because I can't do that much of a bonkers combo, which was kind of how I did most of my work, because I would have everything looking at that thing, annihilating one half of the board. Because, oh, by the way, all those Vanguard vets have Storm Shields. So they have 1-up saves with a 4-up invuln. And Shrike and Chaplain also have invulns. I think actually defensively the weakest one is the Chaplain at a 3-up, 5-up. Actually, no, I think he's a 3-up, 4-up. I think Chaplain Reservis is a 4-up. So everything in there is a 4-up invuln. So that was the old Vanguard vet bomb I used to do. This res going on. Yeah, this brush is crap. I messed up this brush. I don't know why I'm even trying to use it. I should use the Artist Loft brushes. I'm thinking I might need to buy new brushes again soon because I screwed up some of these. Yeah, it's a full Raven Guard vet bomb from before. Oh boy. Now, it wasn't an instant win, because you can definitely mess it up in the movement phase, or the enemy can get first turn and then pull off something to just wipe out a lot of your effectiveness, or they can have units that have damage limitations, like Bellacore or Gazcool or the Catan, and then just block you with those because you can't kill them. Man, I remember that tournament match I had against the Necrons, and they had the Void Dragon. That was so annoying. I won still, but that was because I knew well enough to just ignore the Void Dragon entirely and just try to move stuff away from him. Didn't necessarily work. Most of my guys died, but I had killed so many of his dudes beforehand with all my big scary guns that he couldn't get any points. But he also didn't have the greatest list ever either, because he was going after the painted points. Oh, and he was in the running for the painting contest, so that also makes sense. I can't seem to get this red. Why can't I get this red in that little corner? Where is all my paint? I've been trying to get into this little recess for like 7 minutes now. This is absurd. Yeah. Well, that's definitely how my Space Wolves opponent was feeling when his Primaris Chaplain on a bike that he gave a relic that means you can't take rerolls against him was immediately wiped out by Mortal Wounds spam only from that Vanguard Vet Bomb right before they made the CP changes. I did like 14 mortal wounds in that dude, or something absurd like that. No. I did exactly enough to kill him, that's right. I did like 14 wounds or something like that on the Outrider squad next to that guy. Just normal wounds from damage. Just overkilled the crap out of him. What does that guy have? Like nine wounds? 8 wounds? Something like that? I don't know. I was like, oh, I can't take rerolls against him, and that's like where a lot of my strength is. Okay, that's fine. Hammer of Wrath on him. Shoot him with Shrike's pistol, where I didn't do any normal damage, but I hit him with both the mortal wounds possible on that. Charged him with Shrike, got the mortal wound off that. Yeah, he was pretty salty after that. But as usual, GW took away my toys, and now I play like an Imperial Fist. I scare them with my big guns. Which, to be fair, probably ended up working a lot better in that one tournament than if I was using Vanguard Vet Bomb, considering that my first game was against Drukari. That would not have gone well. Instead, I literally sat in a trench and let them run at me, shooting them the whole way. This pauldron is altogether taking way too much time. I can't tell if that's a reflection or just a spot I can't seem to get paint into. Okay, there we go. I definitely got in there that time. Alright. Let's highlight those and then get the ink top coat on them. Oh, by the way, guys, we are only 6 followers away from the big 100. So if you got friends, go tell them to follow at gunpoint. That's my mission for you. You were already following me, former. You actually unfollowed and followed so quick that it didn't even jump my follower number at all. Also, I still gotta figure out why that comes so quiet. Do I want to bother with Flow Improver? I think it'll be fine. You start printing these Valkyries, but big plane's scary. I mean, my printer is still out of commission because I was working on it and I got a whole bunch of more work in. So, still not printing anything. And even on my downtime lately, when I think about it, it just ticks me off. And I'm like, nah. I'm kind of stuck in a rut right now where I am having a hard time taking downtime. Like I spend most of it thinking about work or being too tired to do activities I would normally otherwise like to do. It's pretty crap. Like, I probably paint some of my Raven Guard stuff, like, once a week right now, and it's only for, like, I don't know, like, 40 minutes. I actually have a bunch of stuff I gotta do for the channel. I still can't just get myself to sit down and make those bloody tutorials that I've been promising for, like, weeks now. I started the process of finding and downloading the videos where I think the footage is earlier today, and then had to literally go back to sleep. Yeah, this brush is like falling apart on me all of a sudden, which is not good because it's kind of my workhorse. I'll have to see if I can order a new one later. If it's even in stock. Usually isn't. Where it's been really weird is in gaming. I just keep like switching games. I can't seem to stick to one anymore. I guess what I was starting out the other day, and I was having fun with it for a little while, and all of a sudden just stopped having fun. I don't really know why. Warframe. I don't know why. I already had it installed on Steam, or in my Steam library from like 2014 when I tried it out for a couple weeks. I'm like, I'll give it another go. I don't know what my old account is, so I don't really care. I'll just start over and make a new one. I made a Volt. I even figured out their correct playstyle, which is mostly just melee, super fast. Run around at hyper speed, hitting people with sticks. And was having a good time with that, and then, I don't know, just all of a sudden, just stopped. Just stopped having interest. I will say, running into this boss that I couldn't for the life of me figure out what to do with any of it, and I only won because of the other people that I was queued in with. I don't think I did any damage to that thing. I was just getting knocked down the entire time. I still have no clue how to actually combat that how to fight that boss at all. So that probably didn't help, but it was a little while after that, and I don't know, stop playing. I wonder if part of it was that I was trying to min-max a part of the character involving, like, the primary gun. Even though I shouldn't be worrying about the primary gun, because using guns in that guy is kind of a waste to begin with. It's like, the Volts has a passive where you get like an extra point of damage on your next attack for every 10 meters you move, and it maxes out at 1,000 bonus damage, which is, at least in low levels, I think it's a point of damage. It might be a percentage. I have to double check, and that would really help me figure out how I want to deal with this. But I didn't understand how it worked initially, so I was using an assault rifle, just an auto, and had 60 rounds in the magazine. It's actually pretty good. I was having a good time with it. Well, what happened is that if I was just running around, because you run around a lot in that game, I would just do a single tap into like a standard dude's head and just lay him out immediately. And other times I would have to jackhammer into the dude's head for a while. I was like, it's kind of weird that it's all over the place. And then it finally hit me in the middle of a wave defense. Oh god, my favorite LARP battle event is going to be revived next year, and I need to repaint my shield, fix my helmet. Nice! It's been a long time since I have done any kind of cosplay. I would like to get back into it. Never properly LARPed. I just never had the opportunity. Cosplay as regular steel? Yeah. I was using actual steel and leather. What are you talking about? I own a bunch of swords. And knives, and axes, and I used to train with the knives. Used to be very good at throwing. You know what actually the best throwing knife I ever found was? A Phillips screwdriver. That thing would go straight through the entirety of a picnic table at 30 feet with no problem whatsoever. The penetration power on a Phillips screwdriver thrown is absurd. May as well be a bullet. Don't cosplayers use whatever they want. You need to look into cosplay. All LARP is cosplayers with roleplay. That's all it is. It's just you're adding active roleplay to cosplay. Maybe sci-fi cosplayers, sure, they make their stuff out of all kinds of like foam and plastic and plasticard and stuff like that because they're making sci-fi armor. But like medieval cosplay, Czech LARPs are a bit different. Yeah, well, I can say American LARPs, plenty of them are wearing actual like the what's it called? Like the woolen clothes or is battle in costumes. Yeah, we have that. We have ones that are full contact ones, both like the leagues with people in actual suits of like knight armor, and we also have I haven't done that because that takes a lot of training, but we also have I've done this once and it was really fun. A full contact one that was all foam weapons. Everything else was real. Like, I was wearing actual chainmail. But, like, all the weapons were modeled after real weapons, and then had a thick layer of foam integrated into the design. So you could actually beat someone over the head with it and not do any damage, obviously. There were even archers. Oh yeah, He-Man League. Yeah, we have those. There's a whole bunch of them bid north of me. We used to have mass battles with steel weapons. Blunts, of course. Well, yeah. Only one guy died in 20 plus years. That's actually a pretty good accident record. I'm pretty sure I've worked a few jobs that had less good records than that. I don't know if you realize this. Electricity's dangerous. Because I used to be an electrician. My office is a worse record. What, don't you work like the electrical grid, Venom? Took an aluminum helmet and no one noticed. Wow. You're told you're gonna get hit over the head with blunted steel weapons, so you take aluminum. Yeah, that's on him. Alright, I have finally highlighted the red. Wow, the red for this has just been an absolute nightmare. Let's get the ink on it and move on. After all that, I'm ready for the leather pouches, which normally annoy me. Yeah, specifically on electrical distribution substations. Oh yeah, that sounds great. You know what makes leather pouches easy to make? Well, probably getting a better brown paint in my case, but you know. Lots of voltage and easy to make a mistake. Speed paint's very easy. I do involve a contrast in my recipe, but remember, this is a commission that now that I've done the same kind of pouch for over 20 dudes now, I kind of have to keep using the same process to make sure it matches. We can talk about improving recipes when we get back to my guys, or new commissions. Which, apparently I have one that's a maybe if this guy decides to continue forward with it. Over the weekend I got emails about potentially doing a commission. Easy one. I sent him a quote and everything, and it was ready to go. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go back to planning and make sure it's what I want to do." I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." It's just one of those planners. Plan, 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 plan. They actually do. Need to pull the trigger. I mean, when the person references planning 3 times, might be a problem. Dude, there's this one guy I knew from the Raven Guard Discord server. Man, he was asking me what he should make of his 3 different Space Marine armies. Like he had a bunch of Space Marines, and he wanted 3 different Space Marine armies. I kept asking people about what faction, like which chapters he should take and everything. Especially me because I knew so much Space Marine lore. And at one point I was like, dude, you've been asking me the same thing about how you should make, like how you should organize your dudes in these 3 chapters and which 3 chapters and how you should paint the 3 chapters. I'm like, dude, just roll some dice, man. Like you're not. It doesn't sound like you're actually gonna make a decision. Remember, Discord server. Why don't just use Night Lords one as they're just loyalist Night Lords? Well, for one, a lot of the Night Lord players are a lot more cringy than Raven Guard players. Although I say that, and I've had personal beef with the people running the Raven Guard server, which is why I'm never active in there anymore. Normal Raven Guard players are fine. Also, we don't care much about their paint recipes of blue. So the painting channel gets very mixed up between blue and black. Also, I should actually clarify. I don't have personal beef with the people that run the Raven Guard server. They have beef with me. When the Deliverers came out in Horus Heresy, there was a big lore dispute about their paint scheme because a lot of people didn't like how red they were, and I was using sources from the guy that actually wrote the lore and wrote that article on Warcom, and they got all butthurt about it, and started lashing out at me and even threatened to ban me. If they have beef, tell them to make steak out of it. No, yeah, more or less. Yeah, I just effectively just disappeared. I'm still technically in the server, but I don't do anything except occasionally post pics whenever I actually finish a Raven Guard piece. I showed the transcripts to a bunch of other people, and all of them were like, "Yeah, no, they're projecting. That's regardless." They were calling me a narcissist, and I go around like just telling people I'm right, they're wrong, and I'm like, okay, so it sounds like you have a problem with my tone, and my tone is confident because I get sources. So what it was is that what the crux of it was why they had so much red paint on the Deliverers, and I was like, well, because they served alongside the Sons of Horus. That's literally was the lore that they gave for that. I don't remember what their dispute with that was, but it's like the Deliverers back in the Horus Heresy were primarily Terrans that served in the 19th Legion alongside the Luna Wolves for a very long time before they found Corax. There's a guard play on this issue as there are so many guard regiments you can paint them wherever you want, same for Tau. I mean, you can make custom chapters, it's just this is a Horus Heresy, so you only have like the legions. Paint their armor based on where they fight. Right. Space Marines don't really care much about camouflage except for like raptors. Although I have seen one mad lad paint core Raven Guard in all black camo. Like all of his dudes were in full black and gray camo. It was actually pretty cool. Alright, let's start on the pouches, I guess. Raptors are the reasonable Marines. Raptors are literally the reasonable Marines. The reasonable Marines are a nickname for the Raptors the Raptors chapter. Because the Raptors are a Raven Guard successor that have like forest green armor, often use camo, specialized in sharpshooting and sniper tactics, and consistently before even the Eliminators were a thing, would set up with bolt sniper rifles and wait for days on end, if not weeks, to make the shot. They used mainly long range weaponry and used a lot of cover and guerrilla warfare and stuff. Like they used like straight up like modern tactics. Yeah, because reasonable Marines are raptors. Raptors have been around since like the Bad Ab War released, which was like, oh man, at least a decade ago, more than a decade. Yeah, the reasonable Marines idea came from the Raptors. I don't think you understand this. Hold on, I'm gonna literally pull up the thing from uh D4chan or whatever it's called. Okay, so the closest I could find was knowyourmeme.com because they don't even have a 1D4chan page. Reasonable Marines are a chapter that, quote, are what Space Marines would be if 40k was less grim dark, the Imperium was a benevolent government body, Tau were happy Koreans, and Abaddon was competent, end quote. Instead of wearing incredibly obvious colors on their armor, the Reasonable Marines use camouflage to sneak up on enemies, make heavy use of tactics while in cover, and are very practical. The main gag, of course, that the actual Space Marine chapter is nowhere near that careful and prefer to charge the enemy gun blazing. However, I'm just going to pull up a quick pick here. Where's my win cap? I'm sure they're similar, but not the same, as Reasonable Marines are Renegade chapter because he defied Inquisition. I couldn't find anything on that, but... Sup, Samurai? Yeah, Raptors. Well, this is, third-party art about headhunters. That is an actual in-lore unit. They do have a thing called headhunters. This here is official art. If we jump to the actual wiki page for them, the Raptors chapter culture. Ugh, freaking ads, get out of here. Literally bounced the screen on me. Whereas I found what I want. Where is it? The Raptors chapter culture is one that is very wary of the idea of martial glory or honor and prefers to emphasize pragmatism, adaptability, and completion of the mission over all our concerns. The Raptors, having been reduced to so few battle brothers so often in their history, have no illusions about what war truly is. Raptors prize skilled marksmanship and independent thought, and view the Codex Stars as a highly effective set of guidelines rather than absolute doctrine like other chapters. Gallery. Like, these guys are straight up, you want to play, like, pragmatic modern Marines. Hey, Sai. How's it going? Fairly well. I decided to spend most of today asleep for some reason, because my body decided that was a thing that needed to happen. Now I'm just quickly checking up on a couple things before I get back to painting this guy that has been, for one reason or another, kind of annoying. Like, paint just doesn't want to go where it is. I think it's because my brush is wearing down, like, suddenly a lot. Unless this is the old size 0, but that should be, nope, the old size 0 is still where it should be. So this is the new size 0, and it's having problems. Great. I need to just buy a new size 1 and size 0 of these brushes. It's gonna cost me like 30 bucks. I'm not looking forward to it. You know, I'm getting a bigger brush for this part right here. Finishing work on a homebrew subclass I've been messing with for a couple years now. Nice, nice. Oh, neither of my D&D games happened yesterday, so I have no updates on what's going on with any of that. Just a barrage of cancellations. It's been over a month since I've played my Chaplain game. Yeah. It happens. I think a bunch of my brushes are all of a sudden just wearing down on me. As DM, I try my hardest to get a fill and make a one-shot if players cancel. Well, the Wizard one of our... We had one player flat out couldn't make it, 2 others that were late, and another one that overslept and didn't show up until over an hour after the game started, where it was just me and the DM like fixing my undead tokens on Roll20. So yeah, that was a thing. There is a love domain subclass for cleric. What does that even look like? What? Also, yeah, my brushes, like, it feels like all my brushes over the weekend just completely, even though I didn't even use them, just suddenly are a lot less appropriately responsive than they should be. Cleric of Aphrodite? I mean, I get that, but what does that look like mechanically? Like, what do they focus on? So we already have the life domain for healing. Is it like a more benevolent trickery domain where it's got a lot of like charms, like it's enchantments, charm spells? Oh, hey, Zophiana. Oh, I thought that was Silas that because right for me right now you both are like the exact same color. You're both like a blue. Oh, actually it shows it on the chat screen, so I thought that was Sai. Sup, Zophiana, how you doing? Um, they focus on bonds between friends, such as charm spells too. I'm getting some pics one sec. Cool deal. Yeah, toss them in the Discord. It's a power of friendship. Yeah, it's a Care Bear cleric. And I can make that joke because I play a life domain cleric and I am the most aggro person in the party. And this mace I found. Yeah, that is straight up my cleric character. We shall beat them as we always have, with the power of friendship. And this mace I found. Put them in the world building, D&D world building. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll pop them on screen. Why not? We'll take a quick. I knew I wasn't gonna finish this segment of this stream anyway. It's too chunky. Even if I got to the white, there's just a bunch of it. I gotta do a bunch of cleanup and it's a whole thing. Let's see. I've had pretty good traffic today though, as far as the stream goes. Let's see what I mean. It's been played. Oh, it's a whole bunch of text. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll go over it quickly. Just get some tabs going here. Okay, love domain. Clerics of these gods preside over marriages and other familial bonding customs, but they also nurture the emotional bonds of friendship and camaraderie. The divine blessings bolster and protect allies in battle through these deep bonds and enkindle flares of infatuation and spur their allies and confound their foes. It's been play tested for about 2 years now, so it should be super balanced. So, first level you get Charm Person and Heroism. Nice. Third you get Thrall, Warding Bond. Good. Beacon of Hope, Hypnotic Parent. Ooh. Hypnotic Parent can be pretty brutal. Aura of Purity, Confusion, Greater Restoration, Hold Monster. Cool. Nice. Emboldening Bond. Starting at first level, you can forge an empowering bond between allies. As an action, you can choose up to 2 willing creatures you can see within 30 feet of you, not including yourself. Create a magical bond between yourself and them. While either bond creature is within 30 feet of another bond creature, the creature can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to an ability roll, an ability check, or saving throw it makes. Each creature can add a d4 no more than once per turn. The bond lasts for 1 hour or until you use the feature again. So you get it's like a guidance that's just on now for the next hour for 2 people. That can actually be pretty good. Channel Divinity, Impulsive Infatuation. Oh, that's not even a Channel Divinity. That's just a feature. That's just an ability. Oh man, that's just at first level too. That's pretty good. So Channel Divinity. So it's something you actually have to use resources on. Starting at second level, use a Channel Divinity to overwhelm a creature with a flash of short-lived but intense admiration for you, driving them to rash action in your defense. As an action, you present your holy symbol and choose 1 creature you can see within 30 feet of you. That creature must make a wisdom saving throw. A creature can choose to fail this saving throw if it wishes. On a success, the creature is unaffected. On a failure, the creature is charmed by you until the start of your next turn and must immediately use its reaction to make a weapon attack against a target you designate. If there are no valid targets, it uses its reaction to admire you. That's funny. Protective bond. Beginning at 6th level, the bond you forge between people shields them from harm, while any creature chosen for your emboldening bond features is within 30 feet of another bonded creature. Okay, so that's based off the other feature, right? And another bonded creature takes damage. You got typo there. The creature can use yeah, that whole thing in the period needs to go. The creature can use its reaction to roll a DA plus wisdom and reduce that much damage to the other creature. Oh. Nice. Still works off of using a resource, your reactions. It's not just freebie stuff. Most book cleric subclasses have some kind of ability I can use level 1. I don't remember what mine is. I think mine might be the thing where I just get healed when I heal other people or heal myself. I don't think cleric get feature on level 11. I don't remember. I'd have to pull up my cleric to know. Like I just said, I haven't played mine in 5 weeks, so I'm kind of forgetting a lot of it, like the specifics of it. Spark notes. You can use your reaction to protect someone who is bonded to you, but you can't use it to protect yourself. Yeah, right. At 8th level, you can use your wisdom modifier. You add your wisdom modifier to damage you deal with any cleric cantrip. Oof. That's good. That's probably just a flat plus 5 damage to whatever it is you're doing. That's pretty good. Enduring Unity at 11th level. The bonds you create endure across vast distances. The creatures affected by your emboldening bond feature gains its benefits as well as of your protective bond. Oh, this is now okay. All right, I think I'm getting it now. Well, that's based off the spell, right? Okay, never mind. While they're on the same plane of existence with each other. Nice. Unyielding bonds, at 17th level, when a creature chosen for your emboldening bond is reduced to 0 hit points, where bonded partners gain the following benefits for 1 minute or until the creature regains at least 1 hit point. Creature's advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, get resistance to all damage. Wow! As an action, the creature can touch their bonded partner to expend and roll any number of hit dice. Bond partner gains the number of hit points to the total roll. Wow, I understand it's at level 17, so I mean they're pretty brutal already. But yeah, that's pretty good. Why did I just rejoin the chat room? Anyway, the level 1 feature reminds me of Peace Cleric. Level 1 feature, they got Enduring Unity and Unyielding Bonds at level 17, but I split the first half up to level 11 thing. Oh. Yeah, it sends you in a mega rage your partner until your partner is okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I like this. This is good. It's especially good if you have a lot of people that fight close together for one reason or another. Like fighters and people with Sentinel. Some of those would make barbarians just quite brutal. Quite difficult to deal with. I need more Fang Brown. Story of my main campaign makes this class work really well. It sounds fun. Yeah, like I said, I'd have to look up what my life domain's like level 1 thing is. It's probably the heal myself feature, if I had to guess. Story of my main campaign makes oh yeah, right. Because my players essentially have an adopted son who is a permanent member of the party and their adventures. Ah, so they're just always playing a escort mission. It's a permanent escort mission. No, that's level 6. Level 1 is the extra heal based on spell level. Yeah, I'm pulling up my cleric right now because now I want to know. Now here's the level 6 cleric signals on. Oh yeah, level 6 you can do some decent stuff. Just everything's taking so long to load today. I don't know why. I think my OBS might just have a lot of stuff in it now, and my computer is not liking it plus everything else. um. Oh, I don't have them split up by level. I know that life domain gives me proficiency with heavy armor. All healing spells get 2+ spell level hit points. And all spells heal me 2+ spell level. I don't have them broken up by level. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, let's go back to what we were doing. Okay.
Water.
Oh, I got... Yeah, let me...
Water.
Dude, I don't know what's up with automod. I've tried to turn that thing off so many times, I can't find any more ways of turning it off, and it's still on, just being a pain.
Water.
I'll just keep drinking, I guess.
Water. Water.
Alright, it's empty.
Water.
Alright, calling my bluff. I got another glass of backup water here, I guess I'll just keep drinking. No. Because I have streamed up to 5 hours before, I always have a full, like, other glass of water ready. Because I have totally done 2.5-hour streams and ran out of water. What's up, Shara? Welcome to the stream where my chat tries to drown me. Flat out. Just got, like, the hydrator die alert 3 times in a row. What's your plan today? We are doing the Blade Guard Veteran Sergeant. We are currently here. Should be way more into it, considering that we're 2.5 hours.
Water.
Oh, man.
Water. Water.
Alright. Alright, all the backup water's in the mug. Mug is like a third left. Now I'm quite warm, by the way. Jeez. I read a paper saying waterboarding is illegal, so it's fine.
Water.
I'm not gonna have to put
Water.
cooldown on this thing.
Water.
Alright, I think I'm hydrated now. In fact, my internal temperature just rocketed up like a number of degrees. I'm sure I'm fine. Yeah, right? Hey, if nothing else, you guys are ensuring that we're gonna end right on time so I can run to the restroom. About to really be doing that, not water hot toast. Yeah. So I remember when I was in the party where we had 2 clerics, a druid, a paladin, and me, a divine. Jeez. Sus. Literally. I missed some black on this guy's belt, I'm realizing. And I have to go in there with my fading brush. How are you doing, Shira? How are things with you? Played for 2 years without healer and we were just fine. I don't remember the last time I played a campaign without some kind of healer. The closest I've gone recently was that side campaign of my cleric campaign where I played where we had 2 artificers and a monk. But the other I was an artillerist. The other artificer was the chemist one. So I had a little bit of healing, and he had like a lot of healing. Obviously not on a true healer scale, but you know, more than you'd expect. Oh man, chat's going real fast now. Okay, I'm playing in a game right now where the party is made up of 2 sorcerers and a wizard. Good. Rest this weekend. Gonna get back to some art today. Nice. Combat was hard, but no one wasted time healing. One was a Tempest, the other was War. Yeah, so we smashed them before they did us. That is a pretty good way of doing healer. There's a video out there, but I think it's the dungeon dudes talking about the actual optimal healer is more necromancy than anything else because what is more efficient mathematically than healing? Denying damage, and you can do that by body blocking with a whole bunch of undead. So, there, I guess, screwed up my perfect healer cleric life domain. I heal everything in myself. Come at me, bro. Our party is pretty spread out: fighter, cleric, wizard, bard, druid, and monk. Yeah, that's a pretty nicely balanced thing. That's like not far from like Vox Machina. That's what it makes me think of. Um, it's like a Vox Machina, um, Mighty Nine mix. Um, let's see. Okay, so my 2 parties are cleric, ranger, sorcerer, and divine soul sorcerer, and our mousefolk eldritch knight is leaving, so we're not sure how that's gonna work, and we have an NPC rogue that's basically a permanent member. Wizard 1 is made up of a fighter, artificer, cleric, me the wizard, and what's our other dude? I know I have to now redo like the highlight on that. This hasn't been the most efficient painting stream as far as painting, but chat's been great. You guys are awesome. Also had a campaign where I was level 4 fighter with no armor but 20 AC. Okay. Yeah, man, the bard has sang a song called "You Have." Wow, melted brains with vicious mockery, and it's my fave. Enemies have died in fear of how crummy their chest is. One game we have cleric, sorcerer, me, blade singer, wizard, and a paladin. Another we have fighter, ranger, rogue, druid, and bard. That double fighter combo, yo. Hey, get a couple more fighters. Get them to all have tower shields and sentinel, and then just play like 300. This is the 300 campaign. Yeah, I need to fix a bunch of this black. A bunch of the black got messed up one way or another. Game where I am DM party is Spell Sword, Ranger, and Warlock. Spell Sword, Ranger, and Warlock. It's actually not a bad combo when I think about it. That is a homebrew class I made. I don't even know what Spell Sword is. I mean, homebrew, yeah, but I was kind of assuming it wasn't too dissimilar from like a Eldritch Knight, which is basically like the official class for a generic spell sword. Alright, let's put Null Oil back on that. Where's my Null Oil? There it is. Also, being a main healer as a Celestial Warlock is kinda a pain. I don't even know what a Celestial Warlock looks like mechanically. I haven't had a lot of experience with Warlocks, actually. Just like in general. Not heal helps with that. Yeah. The cleric in my wizard campaign's a Twilight cleric with like semi-split personality. It's a whole thing. But I look to build a nice healer. Warlock, but instead of a devil, it's an angel. Well, I get that part. I said mechanically. Alright, we're at... Oh yeah, I need no oil for the pouches, actually, so that's kind of good. Or a unicorn. Hey, my cleric's a dedicated healer. He just happens to also usually be a tank because he's aggressive. I mean, I think the problem's with you if you think a healer can't call down a pillar of flame upon the enemy, because screw that guy in particular. You got a bunch of D6s you can heal as a bonus action. Oh, nice. I can just give you, what is it, like 80 health reliably, and also heal myself like 8 points. Just because I felt like it. It's bad to treat Divine Soul like the WoW Priest, at least in RP. Nah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I think that's totally reasonable. Alright, so those have to dry. And you know what? While that dries, and this is on you guys, I'm gonna hit the BRB screen and the ad that's gonna start in 50 seconds anyway, and I will be back in a minute because you people are monsters. So Kenya? You fly to Kenya?
Jimbo, you gotta turn that mindset into a grind set.
Yeah, which is why which is why we might be going late today. Just because we got a lot of people going on, and the energy's up, and I could really do with more progress in this, dude. Yeah, that's fair. Got me on that one. What am I looking for? Raccoon's flesh. You had that sound alert ready to go, didn't you? You had that queued up. Mouse on the button. Fair, fair. Also, yes, I saw the 100 waters in chat. Listen, you can't have too much water or the table will start to mold. You play the game, right, basically? If by that you mean 40k, I do play 40k. Actually, if you're talking about 40k, you just missed a whole segment where I was laying out a pretty intricate combo in the game earlier for Raven Guard that you can no longer do because they changed how CP works. I just lost the game. Yes, 40k. Yes, I play Raven Guard, and I do play not as often as I'd like because I don't have a car anymore. But I do play. Oh, oh, what is this owing? Zophiana, you got me on the edge of my seat. What's happening, my man? I'm curious about this combo now. Oh, okay, so the Raven Guard Vanguard Vet Bomb. Okay, so you can't do this anymore because you simply don't start with enough CP to pull it all off, and they also made it so you have to buy your first Relic and Warlord trait. So, like, you just flat out can't afford to do this now. But I used to have, like, it was like a 12 or 14 step combo with a Vanguard Vet Bomb that would just annihilate anything I pointed at. So, you have to be playing Raven Guard Founding Chapter. You take Cave-in Strike and a Firstborn Chaplain with Jump Pack. You make him Master of Sanctity. You use Hero of the Chapter to give him Warlord trait. You then give him Master of the Trifold Path to give him 2 Warlord traits. You give him Swift and Deadly, which gives him a 6-inch aura of Advance and Charge. And Wise Order, so his litanies go off on a 2-up, and he can cast 2 litanies. Then you give him a Combi Melta and the Benediction of Fury, Relic Rosius. His litanies are obviously Litany of Hate, because they always have that. Mantra of Strength and Exhortation of Rage. Mantra of Strength gives him +1 attack, strength, and damage for that turn. And then Exhortation of Strength gives a target core infantry +1 to wound for a turn. And then I had 10 Vanguard Vets, Jump Packs, Lightning Claws, and Storm Shields. And here's what I do. Have all 3 together, and I would deploy them somewhere where they have cover, but as close to the deployment edge as I can. Before the game, I would use the Infiltrator stratagem, which allows me as Raven Guard to do a full pre-move, so a standard normal move, on an infantry unit. And because it's out of phase, I can use it as many times as I want. So I use it 3 times, so all 3. So Cave-in Strike can move 14 inches. The other 2 units can move 12 inches. So you move them all up, about 12 inches. Then it comes to your turn. Best case scenario, you get first turn, in which case the enemy can do literally nothing to oppose this until after you've done damage. You deny them all all you deny them all counters. Except for them. Well, no, even them deploying funky doesn't really matter. What I would do is I would aim this at troops, stuff with OPSEC, so they can't get victory points as easy, just period. But I'd also try to tag either a light vehicle or some elite infantry as well, because screw them. Command phase. Use Cave-in Strike's Chapter Master reroll activation on the Vanguard vets. You would cast Exhortation of Rage on the Vanguard vets, and you would cast Macho Strength on the Can I ask for option on a non-Raven Guard Marine list? If you give me details as to what option you're referring to in this case. If you're talking about like a Vanguard Vet Bomb, you can still do a Vanguard Vet Bomb, just won't be nearly as good as this. I can't even do as good as this anymore. I'd say basically just don't have Strike in it, and then probably I don't really know. I've never really thought about how to use Vanguard Vet. I don't use Vanguard Vets anymore, partially because I can't pull this combo anymore, so I haven't really thought about Vanguard Vets in a while as to how anyone else would use them. I don't know what other chapters get as far as bonuses. Like, I know Blood Angels are probably your best bet. I mean, close quarters. Close quarter combat, I'm assuming that's what CNC means, or is that command and control? In which case I have no idea what you're referring to. This combo is just getting started, by the way. If you want me to go through the whole thing, it's going to take a solid minute. Alright, that's dry enough. I'm going to get some Iron Breaker and do little buttons. Comments and critiques. Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you in the Discord, Sophie? If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. Drop the list. There's a couple things, and yeah, I can give a rundown of my thoughts. I don't think you can fit a proper list into the chat here, so that's why I say in the Discord. Yeah, go drop it in the Discord, and I'll give a rundown what I think about it. So, back to this combo. So, we're in a command phase. So, Macho Strength on the Chaplain. Oh, I forgot to do a little dry brushing nonsense. To rough up the leather. This is barely dry, necessarily, but sure. I don't think I really need to do a second layer to wash, though. I think it's fine. So very reflective for some reason. The wash just gave it like a bit of a gloss. No, yeah, I am gonna do a second pass of the. I'm using Skeleton Horde, by the way, as my thing. I'll put a paste spin of it in the 40k general chat. Okay. The damn Devin Dominus. Yeah, we'll do a quick thing of this. May as well. Okay. So, we have salamanders. Alright. So, 2k points. 3 CP left. Gravis Captain. Obsidian Aquila. You'll have to tell me what Obsidian Aquila does. Chapter Master, okay. Rites of War, cool. Primaris Chaplain, just a foot slugger. Catechism of Fire, Canticle of Hate, fair enough. Master Sanctity, Litany of Hate, Relics Chapter, The Emperor's Judgment. The Emperor's Judgment. Is that a... Why don't I recognize that? What is that? Is that a standard Space Marine relic, or is that a Salamander thing? Yeah. Oh, I think that's the Master Sanctity thing. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's the Death Mask. Oh, that's the thing that you can't take rerolls against them. Ah, gotcha. And within 6 inches of barrel morale test, 1 additional d6 discard the lowest result. Okay, cool. That's what that Space Wolf guy did to his, and then I killed his chaplain in all mortal wounds because screw your turning off all my rerolls. Saying gives core in 6 inches a 6 up feel no pain. Oh, that's pretty good. So he gives him obsec and a 6 up feel no pain. Pretty good. Heavy intercessors with standard bull rifle. Okay. I like how you did only the bull rifle instead of adding the gun, adding the heavy gun. Generally, if you want to do that, the heavy gun, you should give him all the super heavy stuff, the executor ones. There are a couple reasons for that. Mathematically, because of the damage output, that's actually the most optimal way of playing the heavy intercessors is with all executor and the executor heavy bolter. And them all being heavy means that you are just treating the entire squad as the same like weapon type as far as like judging, -1 from movement, etc. Infiltrate squads with the Helix Gauntlet. Okay, fair enough. Going for durability. 2 aggressors with flame storms. You got 6 each. Nice. Centurions, Melta, and the assault launchers. Fair enough. Redemptive Dreadnought, Heavy Flamer, Macroplasma Incinerator, Eradicators, Land Raider Redeemer. So this is super fluffy. I love how fluffy this is. I really enjoy the fluffiness of it. Remind me what the Salamander's buffs on Flame and Melta weapons are. Because I don't remember what it is. It's been a really long time since I've interacted with salamanders. But whatever that is, you are definitely maximizing that. And I think you could probably get a lot out of this. It's fairly chunky. Right. It's fairly chunky, but you have the infiltrator so you can get into objectives immediately, and Helix so it gives them a little bit of durability. I kind of feel like with this many wounds walking around, like with this many high wound models walking around, I would like to see an apothecary in here, which gives more feel no pains, but also can res specifically. Because you got a lot of things that are really good targets for rezzing. Centurions are... Dude, that's a raid Scotty D49. Can we get a shout out for Scotty? Thanks for the raid. We are not painting because I'm not painting right now, I guess. We're going over one of our dudes' salamander lists. How are you doing, Scotty? How was your stream? It's going good for me. I'm having a pretty good day. All the better now with your peeps here. I'm real excited. Quick rundown. I am basically tabletop. Normally I'm painting. Let me pop off the screen cap here. Yeah, normally we just stare at my blue and purple Citadel paints, and that's all we do. No, no, I'm normally would be in the middle of painting a Blade Guard Sergeant. For an example of a finished one, this is one we finished Friday. These are for a White Scars commission I've been working on for way too long. Don't ask. Um, Thank you, Venom, for the shout out. Um, and yeah, I paint, and usually we're chatting about 40k or D&D. A lot of D&D chat today, actually. Going well. Smashed out the basing on Redemptive Dreadnought Commission, and some more touch-ups on the Incurses. We're discussing a tournament I'm covering this weekend. Very cool. Oh yes, I also do digital art on Tuesdays and the occasional gaming stream, just whenever I feel like it. That's just how it works. Tournament you're covering. And yeah, Venom's just starting Redemptor himself. He's fairly new to the hobby, but man, this guy is already as good as painting as I was 2 years into the hobby. Like, I don't know, just shoot me. Uh, so I can't wait to see how that comes out. You got pictures of that Redemptor, Scotty, somewhere that we can see? Links should be available if you have somewhere to link, or if you want to jump in our Discord and pop it up on there. We have a Discord where people can share all their cool stuff. Oh yeah, Zophiana, the successor tactic is a 5-up save versus morale and mini transhuman. Okay. And morales is kind of eh, but oh, +1, right, the flame thing, +1 to wound with flame or melted weapons while on a tactical doctrine salamander thing. That is immortals. Okay, that's way better than the morales. This is like morals mean nothing. As all my sad reavers that have not been off their shelf in like 4 years can attest to. +1 to wound with flame or melted weapons. Yeah, that'll do it, especially on that Redemptor. I mean, if you can keep that Redemptor alive, not Redemptor, Redeemer. If you can keep that Redeemer alive, that can do some damage. What am I doing in here now? Oh yeah, so I am still thinking, I think you would do well to have an apothecary, because besides your infiltrators, everyone else is minimum 3 wounds. That's an efficient res. Like, that is a legit res, if you ask me. And even just having the threat of a res will have people questioning what they want to focus fire on. Because, oh yeah, focus fire on the aggressor, on the Centurions, but the apothecary's right there, so maybe I should go chunk shots at the eradicaries or what have you. You know, you can try to force the opponent's hand. Demons also get the Centurions into combat. Nice. I might have said Redemptor again. I mean Redeemer, the Land Raider. Now, okay, I did also have a thought in regards to the Redeemer. The Redeemer is probably going to be targeted pretty quickly by anti-tank, and as we were talking about earlier in the stream, there's a lot of anti-tank around if people want anti-tank, like other Eradicators. If you have a Primaris Tech Marine, I kind of think I'd recommend that over the Chaplain, to be honest. Just to keep the Redeemer alive long enough to get the Centurions into combat, because buffing stuff like the Centurions doesn't really matter if the Redeemer gets nuked. Is 12 aggressors too many, you think? I suppose the other question is, how do you intend on getting victory points? Like, what? Because this is what it really comes down to at the end of the day. 40k in standard, standard match play is about victory points. How are you getting victory points? And you kind of got to work your way back from there. So like me, I go off of holding the objectives because I can be there first, because Raven Guard, I focus on the Raven Guard sabotage or secure and sabotage thing where I set the mines, and then usually just bring it down because I have a lot of anti-tank stuff, and as often as not assassinate or whatever if they have a lot of characters, because Raven Guard. Yes, get some shit. I step away for a second. I'll check up a link to the majority of the Redemptor that's finished. Nice. I like it. Also, we're talking gameplay right now. So if you want to hop in, Scotty, on Salamander's tactics. So yeah, like what secondaries are you aiming at using with this Salamander list? I'm not sure, to be honest. Right. So I think you should take a look at the secondary list and figure out what you're going to be aiming at for secondaries, and then go from there. To like, you've got the basics of what you want in your list as far as just combat. Go figure out how you're going to get points, and then start making edits based on that. Like, what's going to get you points, how you're going to get to there if you have to get somewhere else, how you're going to stay there if you have to stay there, if you're going to kill stuff, how you're going to kill that kind of stuff. Like, I knew I was going for Bring It Down when I was building my current go-to list that had just so many, like, big guns in it. Which plays into the fact that my list is mostly a psychological game of getting people to shoot at my big guns because of high saturation of high threat targets, when that's actually like a quarter of my potential points. Most of my points come from my infiltrators, which are just dudes hanging out on objectives and could get killed off very easy, but no one's shooting at the infiltrators because they're too busy shooting at the tanks and gunships and dreadnoughts, blowing the crap out of them. Here's the legs and torso of the commission that's complete. I finished the rest since. Let's get this on screen. I can't wait to see it. And I wish it would stop putting it in that browser. Put it in the other browser, please. Help me out here, Chrome. Oh, this is interesting. Hold on, where's my win cap? Win cap, initiate. There we go. Oh, it didn't go into the, there we go. Okay. Alright. This is cool. I remember... Yeah, I remember... That was this post I saw? It was one of these posts. Also, I'm going to give you a follow here. I didn't realize I wasn't following you on Instagram. But I know I've seen pictures of this. Dark Angels, but quartered? Which is pretty cool. It's an interesting color scheme they got going on. The actual painting's very well done, I think. The green highlights are very good. Yellow's good. If I may, I think the blue highlights could be a little bit brighter, but yeah, that was pretty sweet. Can't wait to see the base done. You can do a lot with Dreadnought bases. Dreadnought bases are a lot of fun. Also, Venom. Here's another reason to get an airbrush. You see how this metal in this bottom right bit there? That's real quick and easy with an airbrush. Just throw that out there. Ooh. This is nice. I wish Instagram allowed me to zoom in easier than just zooming in the entire browser. Yeah, this, like, kinda works. Good job on the pipes. I want one. Yeah, get one. Yeah, Venom, just do it. Just go get an airbrush. Do it. Do it. Why don't we have a do it sound alert? It's a good question. I don't have a good answer for you. That's actually all brushwork, is the chord scheme didn't allow for airbrush to work. It's also over Zenithal Underco as well. Oh yeah, fair enough. I was just talking about the metal parts. Like you can just metallic a dreadnought, you know, like that with an airbrush. Um, but yeah. The rest of it you should do as a with a brush, unless you're doing. Like, I don't know how to
Just
piece.
do it! Make your dreams come true!
Well, yes, we have that one. Also, thank you for the follow, Scotty.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
I'm about to just replace that one. It's so quiet. I don't understand why it's so quiet. It didn't used to be quiet. That's the weird thing. It just became quiet, and not the other ones didn't become quiet. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for the follow. That puts us now at 3 away from the big 100. It's now effectively a countdown. What was I saying before? I forget. That's fine. Are we still on? Are we still on no copyright music? It's been a while since I checked. Oh man, we might be an hour into not. No, this channel usually does no copyright. Is this all music in this channel is copyright free? Oh, okay. All right. No, we're good. We're good at music. Oh, nice. The new Critical Role episode just came out. Well, you know what I'll be listening to after the stream ends? Where's my tab? So Marine listen strats. I got lots of thoughts as I'm a veteran Marine player. Yes. If you'd like, I will put that list back on screen. This is Zophiana's Salamander successor list we were discussing. Where are all my buttons? Buttons. Okay, so we have Salamander successor, Stalwart Warded. There's a 2K list, by the way. Gravis Captain with Chapter Master, Obsidian Aquila. Always the sword, Gravis Captain. Foot Slogger, Primaris Chaplain, Catches and Fire, Canticle of Hate, Master Ascendancy, Emperor's Judgment Relic. Heavy Intercessors with Heavy Bolt Rifle. Infiltrators with Helix Gauntlet, ×2. 2 6-man Flamestorm Aggressor squads. What is this? 4 Centurions with double Melta-Guns and Assault Launchers. A Redemptor Dreadnought with Heavy Flamer and Plasma Gun. Standard Eradicator Squad, and a Redeemer with a Multi-Melta. So much fire. I think it's very chonky, and I think the biggest improvement they could do is somehow shoving an Apothecary in there. Because everything but the Infiltrators has 3 wounds or more. So wherever they put their Apothecary is either going to draw a lot of fire or divert fire, because they'll be like, oh, I finally killed a thing, and then we just pick it back up again. I also just realized an ad has been going, so I don't know if anyone caught any of that, but okay. Might have to completely read that list. Let me know when you guys are back and can hear me again. I know what you did, Venom. Thank you. Also, the Venom counter. Oh, jeez. The viewer counter is going all haywire again. We just went from 13 to 8 in one tick switch. Not that it counts for much. Well, maybe not when talking about gameplay, anyway. Which is fine. Or, you know, or lore. Or painting. Or... But you know what? You hit my commands for me, and that's what counts. Yeah, so some thoughts. Oh, you're back. Oh, yeah, the ad is over. Very good. Yes, give us your thoughts. I don't know if you heard my main thought before, because I just realized an ad had clocked in. I was saying add a not chaplain, add an apothecary somewhere. Also, when did my thing not become so zoomed in? So I'm gonna jump this back to, oh, my phone cap died. Somehow. Oh yeah, Peachy, you are still here. Very good. Not this one, my camera. Oh! What'd I just do? Hold on, hold on. Just fixing OBS because it decided to go wonky. Okay, I think. Aha! Alright, very good. So, salad specific objective. Salad? We got salad now? Oh man, you're making me hungry. You pick an objective outside your deployment zone at the end of your command phase. If you control it and have a core infantry unit on it, it's 2 VP. If an enemy shoots or fights an infantry on it and fails to kill, 1 VP. Oh, the salamander. Gotcha. 1 VP max 3 per turn. If at the end of the turn, if an infantry unit on an objective killed 1 armor unit, score 1 VP, or 2 if at least 1 model was killed by flame or melta. That's why you got so many flame or melta. Because if you're on an objective and then you kill something, you get 2 victory points. Oh. After aggresses down to 5 mans, because then it reduces the unit coherency down from 2 within 2 inches to 1. Yep. It also removes a blast. It also give you the points for an apothecary. The chapter mass upgrade is a negligible benefit. Dropping that will give you points for a chief apothecary. Dropping a chaplain for a tech marine would help the land rate a bit. Just depends on how much space is in it. Is all. I was also recommending dropping a chaplain for the tech marine, because I was also thinking about how it's actually not that hard to evaporate a land raider. I have evaporated more than a couple land raiders in my day, and I've not even been playing that long. Or actually, no, not even so much as that long. I've been playing since 8th edition came out. I've not played that many games for that amount of time. Maybe 50 or so games. Maybe a few more than that. Something like that. Not as many as some people would think. I just do a lot of reading. Nah, it's gotta be over 50. I have no idea how many, but I don't play very often is the point. I have many times gone 6 to 9 months without playing a game. Currently, there was no room for them, given the force insurance that was in them. Well, the Tech Marine can't heal inside of the Land Raider anyway, to my knowledge. So, he's gotta be outside it anyway. But he doesn't have... but he can advance and still heal. And the heal is at the end of the movement phase, so you can ensure that a Tech Marine is within 3 inches. Also, because of you monsters spamming my Hydrator die button, I have to run to the restroom again. And my throat's getting dry from all the talking. Screwed out of the way. I will be back in a minute so I can focus on this conversation. Can enjoy my slideshows. Why in the absolute hell did the auto mod that I keep trying to turn off mod e-girl? Do you prefer e-girls or i-ladies? I prefer digi-chicks. Takes a little bit of practice to say, but I think digi-chicks is the way to go. Anyway, I just realized for the first time, when I was doing the brass skull on a knee, I normally do light thing of known oil, and this time I did Agrax because I wasn't thinking. I'm not sure if I like it. That's definitely how you would get like a bronze, but that doesn't match what I've got on the other guys, like, at all. Difference washes will make. Right there. You skipped to this one, and good job. Oh, jumping back to D&D real quick. Former, have you encountered mind goblins before? I wish that the Gravis Captain could take Flamestorm Gauntlets. That would be kind of brutal. Never? Oh, that's too bad. Well, no. Now I'm not. Especially because that means I can torture you, Venom. I might have failed with Former, but I succeeded with Venom. Well, fine, Former. Ruined all my fun. I feel like Former is going to be the most happy if I do end up doing a Subnautica stream. So in the Tech Marine and Apo changes. Apa changes. I can't really think of anything massive. Just know what you're going after for VP. It took me a while. I didn't know it was a D's nuts jokes. Yeah. Oh, you thought I forgot in the massive string of chat we've had today? Nah. My cleric is a cleric of a vengeance goddess. I never forget. I never forget a slight. This is going in the book. Dude, if I didn't already like completely fall in love with Raven Guard, you know how hard I'd be on Voton right now? That I have no money. Like vengeance storylines, love it. I can't get enough of it. So here for vengeance. Anything. Which I get a fair deal of with Raven Guard, so it's all good. Alright, so that needs to dry. Highlight that, and I can start on the white armor. And when we are stopping today, I don't know. Probably when my dinner's ready, which could be another 40 minutes. I don't know. We got good energy here. I don't feel like I'm dying. Well, we are gonna raid someone though. Better believe that. Alright. The best part of the stream, where we watch paint dry. That's okay, I have a joke about a helicopter and a bag of Colby Jack. Sally goes over most people's heads, and those that get tell me that's too cheesy. Ah. Uh-huh. It's good. like no irony whatsoever. Colby Jack's like one of my go-to cheeses. Blue, pepper jack, Colby Jack. All day. Hey Vem, do you know if Hava was here today? Pepper Jack here? Yeah, Venom's got good taste. Well, Venom, you're also Raven Guard player, so I already knew you had good taste, but you're just further confirming it. I feel like there's a trap in there. Yeah, I think Former's being a Teemo. I think we're good to highlight this now. I'm weird. I actually like American Boss of Pepper Jack and Mozzarella. Okay, so I really like White American, like classic Land O'Lakes, just White American. I really, really like it. However, it's not even really cheese and causes problems inside me. So I avoid it. Even though I love it. It's on my list of things I really, really enjoy, but I keep far away from. As much as I can anyway. Coffee is another one. Dude, I would get so addicted to coffee if I actually allowed myself. I like the taste. And man, the cracked out hyper focus that like I live for hyper focus. I am all about the hyper focus, man. I could, not feeling tired and just actually focused on what I'm doing all day every day. I would never stop. I'd be like a crack addict. Yeah, Hava is just as the stream started, said hi and maybe went to lurk. I used to drink a pot of coffee for breakfast. Oh boy, that was a nice joke. I made all that prior stuff about Hava because my trap sensor was tingling. Well, that and I kind of warned you, but don't mind me. Alright, I think we're good to move on. So we have a little bit of cleanup before I can... Oh, actually, no, I'm not... Well, cleanup actually is the next step, but actually I need to fix this.
Water. 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 Water.
You are my trap sense. Ah, I was tingling. That is also now all of my water and my backup water. Congratulations. He warned you about me wishing you a nice day. Yeah, because it's from Former, so it's gonna be monkey pod somehow. It's like the memes where it's like the sword coming out, where it's like have a nice day, and then it reveals the rest of the sentence, like something. Listen, I thought of that Venom, but no, it's 500 points is not enough for brush water. Nah, I am not a brush liquor. Liquor? What did I even say? I'm not a brush liquor. So I do not do that. So grabbing some Hold on. Sit up. You ever get that itch in your ear that sends like a shudder up your spine? Brush boost? Yeah, it's basically what I was saying. What is this banging upstairs? Is that someone trying to signal me, or people just banging stuff? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of irregular banging, so I don't think it was signaling me. Also, it's nowhere near time for dinner. Alright, so I need to clean up a Nexus skull a little bit, so I can do that little bit of... Ah, jeez. Bad timing. Oh, I forgot to put airplane mode on my phone, so that's good. Unless that's... Hold on. I have to check something. You know what? Give me 2 minutes, guys. I think I have to check something. Uh, what even? Maybe I don't have. I don't know. Start the timer. Um. Okay. So some IRL stuff is coming up, actually. Let's quickly find someone to raid because we got raided, so that is our guaranteed. We're definitely going to raid someone today. Threshold. We're also over 5 people, so. Anyone got anyone good? Let's go. Let's go find somebody real quick. We're gonna raid. I'll be back in a couple hours, regardless. It's been an awesome stream. We'll start up the wait next stream. What am I trying to do? Back to Twitch. If people have recommendations for raids, do toss them in the chat. Looking for the Warhammer category. Here we go. We got this. We got a Wolfhammer painting, as in maybe painting some Blood Bowl. Oh, Sea of Paints or Sea Fox Paints. Salamander's Redemptor. Heretic's Burn. That seems very appropriate. Let's line that up. So while this pre-roll ad is going, thank you for hanging out today. If you're new here, I do appreciate a follow. In a couple hours, I'll be back to continue painting this guy. Hopefully, actually painting this time around. Use the. I'll just do a quick command links here. If it even works. Oh, are my commands broken again? Or just taking a while? I don't know. Okay, well there's merch. You can go get some merch designed by me for you, and that helps support the stream massively. And links is broken. Okay, I'll have to check that. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna raid Sea Fox Paints, then I have to go take care of some stuff apparently. Yeah. Socials, do the link tree and all the other stuff. Have a good one. Maybe I'll see you in a bit. Let's hope the raid works. Do let me know if you're still here, because you should now be over there.